Hey there, welcome back to AI Code King. This is Bob. Every time you ask Bob to do something, he writes it in his notes. Need to track his daily expenses? He writes it in his notes. Want feedback on your research paper? He writes that down too. But when you ask Bob later, what about that feedback? He says, what research paper? Or when his mom asks about the $10 she gave him, he spends hours trying to find where he wrote it down. Sounds familiar, right? I think that's the case with most of us as well. You probably have a lot of notes too, or even if you don't take notes, you still have tons of emails, documents, and a bunch of PDFs about your unique research on the tribes of programmers who use Vim. Anyway, I digress. What I want to say is that managing notes, documents, and other such things is pretty hard, and when you want to summarize or search through them, it's a real nightmare. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack, except the needle is a single line of brilliant code you wrote at 2 a.m. 3 months ago, and the haystack is an ever-growing pile of random thoughts, grocery lists, and meeting notes. But what if you could have a second brain that could manage all your notes, documents, and unique research without feeding each document to it? Well, that's what I have for you today, and it's Coj. Coj AI claims to be your second brain powered by AI. It is a copilot that gets answers to your questions, whether they come from your own notes or from the internet. You can use it with online models like GPT-4, or you can also use it fully locally with Ollama and other local models. You can host it locally or host it on a server if you want to use it for a corporate knowledge base. You can also access it from Obsidian, Emacs, a desktop app, the web, or WhatsApp. Basically, you can share your notes and documents to extend your digital brain. Your AI agents will also have access to the internet, allowing you to incorporate real-time information. Also, if you just want to use it for semantic search in your documents, you can do that pretty easily too. I'll be telling you how to install it with Ollama for a fully local and private experience. Anyway, let's get it installed now. First, go to Ollama's site. Click on the download button. Choose your operating system and get it installed. Once it's installed, go to the Models page. Click on the Llama 3 model. Copy the command and paste it into your terminal. Run this command. This will install the Llama 3 model on your machine. You can use any other model from their Models page if you don't want to use Llama 3 for some reason. Once it has been installed successfully, you'll see this chat interface on your terminal. You can send a message here and check if it works fine. Next, open up Coj's GitHub repo. Clone this repo to your computer. Once cloned, CD into the cloned folder. For the next command to work, make sure that you have Docker installed. If you don't have it, you can head over to Docker's site to download and set it up. Once you have ensured that Docker is installed, run the Docker compose up command. This will get the Coj server up and running on your machine. If you don't want to do all this, you can also download their executable file, which will automatically install it in one click. Now that we have it installed, open up localhost with port 42110 in your browser. You'll see this screen. You can see multiple things here. Let me guide you through them one by one. First, on the left, you have conversations. Here you can see all your conversation threads. At the bottom, you have the chat input text box with attachment and text-to-speech options. Then, you have the send button. At the top, we have some menu options. First is the chat option, which I just covered. Then, we have the agents menu, where you can create custom agents. Next is the automate tab. Here, you can set up automated tasks that need to be done at intervals, like summarizing new blog posts daily. Then we have the profile icon. When you click it, you'll see three options: Settings, Help, and Logout. Let's check out the Settings option. The first option here is Profile, where you can change your name and other details. Then you have the Content section. Here you can sync your content from raw files, GitHub, or Notion. It's pretty amazing. Whatever file you upload from the chat interface will also show up in this Files option. Next, you have the Chat option. Here you can select your model. But as you can see, we don't have the model showing up here. So, to make it show up, first, go to Khoj's GitHub page. Scroll down and click on the self-host documentation link. Go to the Miscellaneous tab and click on the Ollama option. Now, we need to follow these steps. We have completed the first two steps already, so we'll start from the third one. First, click on the provided link. This guides you to our localhost server, where we can change our API endpoints. Once you click it, you'll see this screen. Enter username at example.com as the username and password as the password. Once entered, you'll see this screen. Click the Add button. Copy and paste the exact details as written in the documentation. Once done, click the Save button. Next, follow the remaining steps by copying and pasting the values as specified in the documentation. Save it once done. Now, go back to the Settings page of the application. Here you'll see your model. Choose it and save. Once that's done, return to the home page. Now, you can chat as much as you want. They provide some methods here, like a local method and another method that searches the web. I won't go into detail about the functionality, as it's pretty easy to understand. You can also attach your documents directly from here, and it can analyze them. Let's send a hi message and see. Okay, as you can see, we get a response here. You can also attach your PDFs, DOCs, and ask any questions about them. You can also generate images if you have configured an OpenAI API key. Additionally, you can use its web search and scraping features for research based on internet articles. If you want to know how to create agents, you can look into their documentation as well. It's pretty easy to understand. You can connect it with your notes from Notion, Obsidian, and your document directory to summarize all of them at once, or ask about a specific note from your collection. Overall, I really like this tool. It's a pretty cool way to summarize and act as a dumb second brain, where you can easily ask questions related to your documents and notes, and sometimes get some meaningful answers. It's pretty similar to Reor, although I think with Reor, you couldn't give your own PDFs. Anyway, go ahead and give it a try, and let me know your results in the comments. If you liked this video, consider donating to my channel through the Super Thanks option below. Also, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye.